Alright guys, in this video I'm going to be replacing the driver's side rear wheel bearings in this 2001 Mercedes SL 500. I've seen a bunch of YouTube videos about it where they go ahead and remove the CV axle all the way in the back, and they've also mentioned how much of a pain in the butt those Torx bolts can be to remove. So I decided to take a different approach. I've already done the passenger side. Passenger side is already completely done. This is the driver's side I'm going to be doing now. But the way I've done it, I've decided I'm going to change it up a little bit more. Prior to taking the hub off, I went ahead and removed the shoes as well. I removed all that crap and just to give me a little bit more room, but I learned that it might have been actually just easier for installation purposes and removal purposes to knock the hub off to then replace the entire wheel bearings, because it seems like it'd be a lot easier if I did it that way. So anyways, folks, I'm going to go ahead and attempt that, and we will see how it goes. But as you guys can see, I've already removed the rotor, the caliper, and all that jazz. So I'm going to go grab my stuff here and get right to it. All right, guys, so see if I'm recording. Okay, cool. All right, so I've got this pulley on here because I was having issues with it trying to basically try to push the CV axle out of the hub itself. Now, it's seized on there pretty good. The passenger side was the exact same way, so I ended up using this tool to basically completely separate it from, completely remove it from the whole entire system. It's a 17 mil. Actually got you guys in a good shot. Good deal. All right. Get you guys up in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do first is go ahead and bottom these guys out. Bottom the studs out up against the hub here. Speed up the process a little bit, guys. Good deal. Good deal. Perfect. Perfect. Excellent. Now, driving this guy in. I have to go as far as I can because eventually I'll start to hear it. It's going to apply pressure to the CV axle itself and push it out. Like I said, I had to do it on the passenger side, and this is probably my best way to do it without applying or without seizing anything up. As you guys can see that I'm already halfway through it, but it's making contact, so I should be able to do this. Should. Considering that I did it the last round. And it's probably the same size. Who knows? I doubt it. Nope. It's probably going to be a 19. I'm going to apply the... so you guys can hear everything. Going to be straightened out some. Right in here. Good deal. Now that should be good enough. Hold everything in place. Good deal. Well, that's a good thing. It seems like it's already starting to move the CV axle. Doesn't seem like a whole lot of pressure being applied there. So that's good. I'm liking that. Good deal. Perfect. Alright. That's even better. That worked out better. The other side gave me problems. This one apparently is not going to do that. So that's a blessing. It goes right there. Also, if you guys don't mind, take just a few seconds and smack that like button, and feel free to subscribe to the channel. On the channel, we try our best to do like tips and tricks. And so next time when you guys need to work on your vehicle or whatever, you guys can always come back to the channel and watch it and learn. I'm no expert, but I try to do my best I can to educate myself and learn the process and see if I can do it better and smarter. But we also like to do our own personal projects as well. So we're definitely got big plans for this year. and obviously next year and many years to come. So cool. That went in great. So now all I got to do is just loosen up the 4 link bolts. And also, I'm going to show you guys a pin. There's a pin that goes into the backside down here. There's a pin that goes in here. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to give you guys an up close once I get it all taken apart, of a pin that you can basically remove and get out of the way for your e-brake cable or your parking brake cable. Get that thing moved out of the way, and the entire thing will come out as one. So you don't have to worry about removing your parking brake. Well, at least I'm hoping I can do that. If I can't, I can't. But you know what? You got to live and learn, right? So here we go. So obviously you get the triple square sockets, and this is a 12 millimeter that goes in the back for all this stuff. I'm gonna go and do it since I'm already here. Give it a good spray all the way around. Now there is a little bit of a trick with removing the links on the back side. It can be done, and I'll be more than happy to show you once I get to it. So I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging. Now, put him right there for right now. This is where it's gonna get really, really cool. I like making positive progress, and I like going backwards. Okay, let's just see if this is an 18 mil, because it might be. Good deal. And it is an 18 mil. Sweet. I thought so. Alright, cool. Now we got that. Gonna put him in the backside. Gonna go and lift him up. Yep. So I had to do the last one. Oh, that's pretty cool. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to move the camera out of the way to get you on the other side. Good deal. Make sure you guys are in good view. Good, now I get all this arm, all this room. I can move a little bit better. Perfect. Now, I've already got the triple square socket on the back side, along with the ratchet hitting the lower control arm, so that's doing its job by holding it all together. Good deal. Perfect. Now I can go ahead and start loosening on the back side. Now, I do believe that all the bolts for this are the same length and same size. I believe that that is the case, except for the very bottom bolt that goes from the lower control arm into this hub. It fell. I'm gonna leave that there for right now. I'm now going to focus on the top link right here. Focus on him first, because if you don't get him out first, you're gonna have to worry about this guy's gonna be in the way. So it's easier for clearance reasons just to move them all out of the way. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go through them all real quick, and see a little bit of spring action to it, all right? I'm not too sure if you guys saw that or not. Okay, good. It's got a little spring action to it where it just pops up like that. That's it. Now it's a little bit easier to turn. Can also get down here at the bottom one too. Down here. Good deal. So that's off the side Perfect. All right. Now we're finally getting somewhere. Like I said beforehand, these bolts are basically, I can press, or not press, but it's, there's a spring load to these bolts. We try to remove, so it's not quite dry. Now let's figure out about a little bracket back here. Damn, first shot. Small little bracket back there, right behind everything. That was putting that piece, 16 mil, behind this arm. There's a 16 mil nut that needs to be removed. And the bracket for the parking brake cable is right there. So obviously I had to remove that. And I do believe this one too, it doesn't pop off easily. It's kind of like a tie rod in, so you got to put a little popper in there to get it to pop on out. All right, let's see where we're at. Good deal. Good. Got it out completely. Now, unfortunately, this isn't a spring-loaded. I mean, it's somewhat spring-loaded, but you gotta actually pop it out like a tie rod end does. So, that might have a different approach for it. So, trying to make sure I got everything removed that needs to be removed. Let's go and pop this guy out. I've also got the back guy too. All right, this special little popper. Tie rod end popper, whatever you want to call it, popper. Everything popper. So, it's just a matter of fishing this guy down in here, tighten him up. I'm also going to spray some PB Blaster in there as well to give a little bit of extra help. Get that good, and then now I get the pleasures of tightening this thing up and knocking it out. I might put the nut back on because I see how it's making contact with it. It's not really at the greatest spot. Put the flatten out some. Right about there. Perfect. That should help out spread the surface area a little bit, because as the clamp comes on down, it's making contact with the bolt there, or the end, but it's at so much of an angle that it applies the pressure to one side of it. I'll show you guys once I get this thing off. Let's see if this would be a better fit right here. This might work better. I'm liking this already. Just by the way, everything's starting to seat the way I want it to seat. And it seems to be that flat spot is all over that nut. There we go. Come on, buddy, you're right there. There we go. That's when you know she's on there good and tight. And she just popped. There we go. Just like that. Easy peasy. And of course, I thought this bearing, this bushing was shot soon. That's fine because I already had ordered new bushings for this guy as well. And I'm going to add the link to those in the description below. Come on, buddy. You're right there. Last thing's left is that. Create some distance between these two shoes. Get to come up a little bit. Causing a little bit of separation between the two. Good deal. So this gives you guys a better view. Make sure you guys got you in focus. Alright. There's a little pin on the inside here that has to be pulled out to release this entire parking brake mechanism. Now, this is a little bit of the tricky part. I'm not too worried about the cable too much because the cable's pretty stout. This is just, yeah, it's working. It's just a small dowel that goes in. Once that clears, it's out. There you go. The small little dowel take care of that. Now, this piece is basically free. Bingo, just like that. So, there you have it. I've officially been able to remove the entire assembly without removing the disc. So now that all this has been removed, I'm going to put this thing on some 2x4s or some blocks of wood, hammer this center out, and proceed further, but I'm not going to do that right now. just like that. Spring inside of it. Now we're taking this over to the bench, or the press again, and finish pressing it out. Good deal. I'd say just about max out the perfect. I think how things just work. Good deal. Yeah. So now as it goes on down here, this is going to basically allow it to clear this entire seam and continue going in. See how well it works. Okay. Good deal. Works like a charm. Excellent. Now there's room for a snap ring to go in. There we go. Feel the pressure. Good deal. Good deal. Perfect. Now it's time for the dust shield to go back on. But it all makes sense now. Good deal. So now we've got that taken care of. Now I can focus on putting this guy back on. All in one piece too. Get him back there. As such. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at that. So much freaking room, and it makes it so much easier just to press down onto it and then turn it. I did it by hand. Nothing's the matter. The whole thing went on like it was easy. I just pushed my thumb down on top of it, turned it, pling, locked this up in place. So good deal. All right, guys. So I'm not going to bore you with the rest of this process here. As you guys can already see, I already got it. Put it back on, clean one piece, and so on and so forth. So now, all I'm going to do is spend a little bit of time to cut this guy off, get it to pop off for me, and then put on the new one, and that's it. I'm going to proceed with installing this guy in the car tomorrow, and then go from there. See the actual over. I'll remove these bolts. Just get them up and out of the way. Just like that. Perfect. There we go. And I can use it as a swinging door now. Just like that. Let's see if I put this mic somewhere else. Excellent. That went in pretty easy. That's the back bar. I'm gonna leave him, give him a little play still. Now, got these other 3 bolts to put in play. I've already got the bottom in. Now all I need to do is just do this side, this one, and obviously the one on the bottom too. I'm gonna do that one last because that's easier to get to. These would be the challenging ones. So we'll go from there. But it's not uncomfortably where I want it to be. So I'm hoping, oopsie. So they're both kind of in. What I'm going to try to do now is I'm trying to take my triple square bit, drive them both in, and hopefully that pulls in the whole way. So let's just see here if this is a good size for it. First shot. Sweet. And that's obviously the big boy. So I'm hoping, as I fish this guy on through it, okay, that nut's on there. That's good. Bingo. Perfect. Now I'm going to do the other side now, the other one. Alright. I'm not going to finish tightening it up because I still need a little bit of wiggle room. Take care of the bottom now. And now I can move you guys back over to this side so you guys can see this piece get attached to it. The brake cable, like I said. Now remember, you get this little dowel in here. It goes in just like this. So you just get the dowel out. Now you might think it's super simple, which it probably is, to do it like this, and I'm probably going to have to fish it around, which if I do, that's perfectly fine. And that is pretty much about it. Once this piece is up and in there, all I was going to do is manangle it around a little bit. If I have to, I can always come up like this, bring it down as such, turn it to get to clear the brake shoe, and so on and so forth. Alright, well, anyways, I think that's going to sum it up for the video. I mean, I'm not going to, do a full installation on this. I just want to show you guys it's a lot easier to do it the way I did it than removing the bolts for it. In fact, I actually looked at the, see if I can get a close shot of the CV nuts or bolts, and yes, those things I would have been fighting with those things to get them off. So this was definitely the better option of the two. I'm still going to try to figure out why this guy's not seating properly. It doesn't make any sense to me why it's not even moving. It's like there's something caught up in it, and I don't know what. It's like I can't even come up here. Move it in if I need to. It's like it just doesn't make any sense, and I don't understand it. But like everything else, we figure it out. Figure it out and go along with it. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video from there. Finish putting everything back together, and hopefully I get this thing done and running today. All right, guys. Well, I apologize that it wasn't the greatest. It took me too long to get this thing done, but you live and you learn. So yes, that's the way to do it without having to replace all of or remove the CV axle from it, because I was not bound to do that, because I've never had any good luck doing that stuff. I've never had a good luck breaking them free. I've not snapped any off, but I'm not going to risk breaking any of them off, because that's just a whole nother world of trouble. So I felt that this was the best option for me. Anyways, folks, I'm going to go ahead and end it off from there. I do appreciate you guys watching, and if you guys want to, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps us a lot. All right, later.